I'm making this short because a lot has happened in the last 24 hours, and a lot already happened yesterday, and a lot more happened in the last 24 hours, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why I was already pieced out of here. It's because every time I turn around, it's something like this. Usually not quite this much at the same time, but at least once a week usually. And don't get me wrong, it's bittersweet because this is where the kittens were born. This is where I dealt with all that and did all that, and this is where we did have some good times here, but we haven't had a good time here in a while, and I was just hoping, I got my ticket last week, and it was just like, I was hoping, like, I knew the initial, like, ripping the Band-Aid off, doing that, and, like, getting out of the South entirely was going to get him upset, and it did. But I also know him. I knew he would eventually calm down in a day or two. And I was thinking, well, maybe this will just be somewhat smooth sailing for the next couple weeks. So, because you can't buy a ticket to leave the next day. You can, but it's astronomical. You have to buy a ticket a couple weeks out so you don't pay like $1,000. So, I got my ticket last week 2 weeks out because it was far more cost effective. I'm trying to save money here. I'm not trying to spend more than I have to. And because right now for me every single last penny counts. And like I said, when I get to where I'm going, I have to hit the ground running. And I do have connections here, and like I said, not all of them are bad, far from it. But do I have some people here that I've had beef with, like at work and things like that, a little bit here and there? Sure, but only one particular instance where it was very particularly bad. All the rest of my work relationships and everything here, not that bad. So nothing majorly crazy happened. It just didn't work out for A, B, or C. But that all being said, I have a 2-hour video. I'm trying to put a lot of puzzle pieces together in my head, because somebody's messing around lying about money with us, and we have receipts. And there's nothing that pisses me off more, because it's just like, it's one thing if we'd been shady and not paid. I can understand being as aggressive and as fucking assholish as they are, but we paid. So it's just like, and they're literally putting in writing that they didn't get paid when I showed them where we paid them. So, they're like just outright lying at clear facts. And that's really crazy. So, yeah, asshole took some things a little too far. But that being said, he nipped that in the bud 2.5 months ago, And, yeah, so, they just randomly got super aggressive with them a month ago, and then they just dropped off communication the last couple weeks, pretending they didn't have his phone number when they had it. It's just insane. So, yeah, this is just a short preface to a 2-hour video. I'm still putting some puzzle pieces together, not because for me, I'm already out of here. I'm out, man. So I've been out long before they pulled this stunt. And for our personal shit, I mean, I've been 1 foot out the door for a while, and it just never got better. And yeah, so this is just a preface to that, because I did not expect to make a 2-hour video today about all the drama that's happened in the last 24 hours. I did not expect this drama to hit. And I mean, it just makes me all the more sure for why I'm leaving to begin with. Like, not just him, and us not working out. Because even after I leave, will I check in and say hi and other things? Absolutely. I mean, it's not ending quite that bad. It's not ending Raider bad. So I would still like to remain at least friendly, if not friends, friendly with him. It didn't work out between us romantically, but I don't hate him.